Okay, good morning, everyone. Late morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at Tradeview Markets. Let's sign in. Okay. The emails that I've been getting, look at this. My God. The Monday morning routine is I actually sometimes I run through it without actually I run through things and I don't really take time to explain them. So I know there's a lot going on and always something to do, and just let's go over. Okay, it's a shortened week. It's a Thanksgiving week. As we're in TradeGATEHub right now, it did start posting last evening. Obviously, this is Monday morning. And we start off with the Helene's charts, macro views of the dollar. And I'm going through this because anybody that, I could also talk about other things. I'll take questions, but in the meantime, oh yes, I will go through this. It's because you can go back to the YouTube channel and watch the replay and freeze the screen or pause it or go back once or twice, because sometimes I don't explain exactly what every piece of data is about, although I post it obviously because it's all relevant. So there's the Helene's charts, the dollar, GLD, uranium. Where's CCJ? Pausing, it should be. XLE, energy taking. Actually, you know what? Energy is not that good today. XBI, long-term charts by Helene. Key events this week. All charts. Everybody's looking at the same thing. Gaps in the market to be filled and taking advantage. But I'm still going by option flow, fear, greed. We went from extreme fear to now a little bit more greed. We stayed in extreme fear for a while. Why can't we stay in extreme greed? I'm not saying I'm not playing it that way, but long-term chart and the SPYs, Gap Stores talks about binary moves in the market. Nobody really knows what's going on. That had its biggest day, largest daily gain since 1976. Now, granted, Gap Stores is an $18 stock. It used to be 60 or 70. It's had sexier days than that. Believe me, that's something to keep an eye on. Everybody obviously, you don't ever really have to read, be on TradeGATEHub. It's probably on the evening news that Micron, what's going on between Sam and AI, but Microsoft. So more. Large cap funds saw an inflow of 27 billion this week. But you know what? The large cap funds are more into large caps, which may be helping this magnificent seven stay inflated as I look at the cup and handle and the GLD. But Coach, I'm sure, I certainly hope he does, has an opinion on this TradeGATEHub YouTube channel that was on at 9:30 Eastern, this being 11. And there he is. You can always count on Coach. Trading the euro and cable.
Thanksgiving.
That's Coach's video, by the way. And by the way, it should be. How about this, okay? You can listen to me, and then you could also watch Coach's video picture in picture. Two guys giving high-level opinions with an hour and a half of each other. Great job. Okay. Point being is the large cap took a lot of inflow, but I mean, it's no surprise that we post 1,000 times that hedge funds are major short in CTAs and individual names. So leading into this week, and as I posted last evening, look at Uber. Uber had an offering, was down $1.50, went positive. Short week for low floaters. You know what? The low floaters are going. Let's go to my screen for a second. Microsoft was very active because of the aforementioned Sam Altman, but low floaters. GDC halted. Mira halted. Low floaters. What else am I in? Bob at PDD, FUTU now. Everybody's on this one. On the China stock lagging, breaking out. Hopefully it pulls a PDD for people still making all-time highs on PDD. Baba, don't care. Bob is, you know what Bob is like? Bob is like Newmont Mining. No one cares. Bobby used to be the best of breed. So did Newmont. But you know what? There's EGO, which is a gold stock that's spelled better. Even if FSM has made a move, Coach, I'm sure, has brought up. But you know what? They're new. There were new leaders. Billy. Actually, that one was moving before. Option flow was in which one? BEKE. Option flow, not yet. Option flow was in KC, maybe. Option flow in KC. This is the cloud play of China. Mira, Advanced Auto Parts, A&F giving a little bit back. Gap stores continuing to run. I covered it. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. And the longer Friday, the Gap stores didn't come in. It even did the freaking upprint. Then I covered it. Next, do I look at the weekly RSI? Yeah, it's 77. But the difference between an RSI of 77 being overbought on a weekly and 80 might be another point in Gap stores. That's a lot. Believe me, then you got to wait. It's just misery. So don't do it. Planeteer is the one. No surprise. There's a weekly on Planeteer. They're all over it. And why not? Everybody says it, it's such a high float stock that doesn't really move that much, but it does. Acting very well. The other stocks that acted very well through this whole thing too are doing well, are breaking out. VRT, another one, a new best of breed. Just because Apple is doing well, Apple, VRT, a new one. Just that's another flagging again. IUNQ, flagging. NTNX, AI now starting to build a base over the 200-day, backing and filling. It almost feels like a springboard on with AI, waiting for some news to go up. Coal's down today, typical. What else? Oil's mixed. Chevron not bouncing that much, still under pressure. Exxon still under pressure. I think ConocoPhillips held the 200-day. Yes, it did. A best of breed with good technicals at the right time when it seemed like they might find the base. It was ConocoPhillips right at the 200-day. Would I do it here? No, it's third day up. Probably comes back a little bit. Not for me. Short week. Blah blah blah. Get out of here. What else are we doing? DraftKings still going. Uber had the secondary today. Opened it in the hole. The algos made you do the worst. They opened it in the hole, and for those that were a little skittish, the stock closed at 54. First print was not there. It was 70 cents. So they got the weak hands out. You turn around and got Tony Pistachio. It's breaking the all-time highs again. There you go. News is out too. Uber. That's, you know what? It's not necessarily Uber, although it is. It's emblematic of what's going on in the market. Microsoft all over the place. It was negative, it was positive. They had a chance to blow it out this morning. They didn't know what to do. They did the same thing as Uber. Got the weak hands out. I don't blame them to a degree. I blame you. I would blame somebody if they're buying it late and they got shaken out. I get it, but somebody who's certainly, building a position as a nice P&L. That was not time to bail on the whole situation. That wasn't to sell the news. At least it's not acting like that right now. I'll tell you what else I'm in that's heavy. CLSK. Hold on, let me go through some things here. Hope I'm on the charts. Oh, you know what? I wasn't. Damn, sorry about that. I don't think I was on the charts. Was I? Anyways. Earnings this week. Movers up and down. The long-term chart on the Q and the channel going back what? To almost 2005, 7. There's the long-term channel. Going to a little, even if it goes into the middle of the range, we have a little move up over the flag. It's a good chart. Label, I'm in it nicely. I love this freaking thing. But I did sold a nice chunk of it. I sold like 40,000 label at 361. 3,000. Other one I'm in. Coin. If I have any questions. And then we'll get the long, then I'll get into the long-term picture. Why can't it pull a coin? Coin long-term picture. Right there you go. I'm in CLSK in a big way. 430. It was just 435. It killed me. just 437. Every down tick's a lot. Look, hold on a second. Position, settings, position info. I got 34,000 from 420. But I came on, it was 430. It's in like a $5 grand pullback. What else am I in? Fubo. All right, it bounced. I'm in 74,000 Fubo from 320. I had it overnight. I added at the top, typical. I didn't buy more at the dip, even more typical. So Fubo. You know, you want these positions to work, you don't watch them. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's necessarily going to, 10 like that or anything, but it's heavily shorted. It's a short week, meaning it's a short week in a situation where shorts happen to work. Another one I wanted to look at was Fitch. You know what? I'm not in Fitch. You know what worked? The real. This worked down in the hole. $1.30, basically almost double. All right, low floater. Listen, it's from experience, and it looks like the positioning that way. You want mega caps to take a rest. It's bullish if mega cap comes in. It's bullish if the market pulls in. Period. It's even more bullish if the rotation is more prevalent outside mega. So let's go here. All right, let me say a couple of things here. GLD, I like it. Are they going up? New month. GDX. Okay, speaking now, and I'll leave it up with the wise guys. What call flow is our gold seeing? Obviously, you got to keep your eye on the GLD. Maybe the market goes up, and the gold stocks, and when the market gets weak, maybe the market gets weak and GLD hangs in there, but the gold stocks don't participate because the stocks in general are weak. So we got to keep an eye on the GLD. What's the best one? And I don't have it anymore, but I pointed it out. I'm going to buy it. The stock that's been acting better is Ego. Let go my Ego. Look at this one. Eldorado Gold. My dad would be proud because he had a Cadillac Eldorado a long time ago, as most Italian fathers did. At least where I came from. EGO acting very well. Coach probably brought this up at FSM. Missed it. I don't know about this. Coach probably says it's coming back into 280 or something. Actually, you know what? He would say it's coming back higher. I don't know what he would say. Well, I hope he would say it's a buy here because it looks like every time it goes and crosses that, it's similar chart right here. Volume, RSI, volume here, RSI in the same manner. Let's see if it sticks. I mean, it has a tendency of pulling back. They're taking AEM. I saw calls going off Coach. And GDXJ. No, GDX. GDX more than GDXJ. Coach and I had that conversation last week about the difference with the miners. AU, they don't want any part of it. SA, Sandbridge Gold. I saw some calls going up. SA. But, it's basically GLD. If GLD is good and the market's good, right? I know stocks lead the commodity, but if the market pulls back, I don't know if these stocks would lead the commodity in this particular situation. And I'll leave it up to my commodity mentor. His name is Dale Pinkert. You might have heard of him. All right, CTA position. Gold prices now need to break north for CTA. Short-term trading, composite, we're a little heated. Goldman, they're in the pool. Okay, this is what I meant to bring. What it all boils down to, anything, is, you want it seems, from what I understand, it seems like the Fed is following the market. Anytime the market gets to a point where, it gets to be, with financial conditions, they start to speak a little bit. Now, you went from with the move, with this big move, yet, I'm not in the camp about tightening or raising or tightening. I've done well by basically putting the rhetoric aside. And quite honestly, again, I know more than I ever have on a macro level, but I didn't get to where I am now by obviously not being oblivious, but trading price action and range. Now, I'm not saying personally I'm going to compete with an algo. I can't. And I'm not saying I can compete with major macro guys. I don't want to. So the credit default swaps, basically, this is where it all comes down to financial and credit conditions, where we're going in the short terms, rates. Until then, I know the 7 are heated to a degree. I know that this data has been right. Not that it shouldn't be. I edify it all the time, whether it be the Deutsche Bank commentary or Goldman commentary, or Helene says it, or bar chart, is that hedge funds are short, particular names, and they're in playing the indices. They're just not. They're letting the indices ride. It's just not a good combination in the meantime. I don't play the indices anyway, but we'll leave it at that. Can dissertate more. This for me is the roadmap right here. Double click it. Gap stores, huge range the past couple of days. 70 million shares traded, 10 times its volume. Macy's, Fubo, I'm in it. And by the way, why am I in Fubo? Because it's trading huge volume the other day. CRISPR, right? Okay. If I was shorted, I have 6,000 left, but I have 600 CRISPR left, and I had 4,000. And they should have knocked me over the freaking head. CRISPR, 40 to 76. But I was preaching, call it what you will, it worked. Then Nutella that goes with the gene editing, the CRISPR, was way a laggard. Now Nutella, nice position. Doesn't look like much, but from 25 to 31, now above the 50-day, a little volume and base here, pulls back. I'm not really one to adding these type of things, but I'll let it go. If I let, maybe I'm not saying it's going to pull a CRISPR, but it's in the right group. Volume's starting to pick up. Someone woke up. I'm sick of being early, because it's going to be painful if you're a little early. All right, on the downside, same thing. It's in play. Whatever's in play. Plug, Fisker, AAP, Blink. Yeah, what, the list wasn't that good. Docs, Children Place, CF, blah. All right, short and weak. Before the open on Monday. We need to close on them. Smash and grab for me. I mean, as the volume dissipates, Thursday being off and Friday a half day, if you will, I wouldn't be, this is one thing you got to do, know what you buy. Because you know what? This is a time where small positions can turn into big losers. Wednesday you buy something and it's down, and you double down on Friday on thin volume. And Monday, Tuesday, something might have bad news. All of a sudden, you just don't let it happen. If you do something, start small. Keep in mind that winners usually are winners right away. Believe me. How about this? My boy. Often when a market is running, or rotate sectors to help unwind the overbought sectors. Mega. Not saying all these fit everyone's style. Stick with leaders that show strength here too. Bravo. The guy's a player too. We've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. There's a chart on energy. Kohl's, this president and CEO, is departing a day before numbers. I don't know about that. I'm going to book that. I do have Fubo. The NASDAQ versus the Rust, it's names. Uber, PDD, XPEV, YPF. Okay, any questions, anyone? I'm not going to be that active into this week. I'm not going to lie. It's a tough week. The VIX is at the low. Let's look what the wise guys are doing. I will be posting what the wise guys are doing, because anybody does anything on low volume, it's this. These guys. Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd with low volume. XPEV bullish. They should be. How about this chart? Well, let's look at LI first. I got shaken out of it. Down here. XPEV follow. It's great. There it is. XPEV. And they're taking what type of calls? December. So they're okay with this for a little bit. XPEV, Microsoft, Visa in China. Sexy. Like a Billy. Visa. Uh-oh. This is good. I like this. How could you not like this? It's $3.20 though. Visa. There it is. The low Florida China play. Look, I can go through a million of them. Visa bullish. What happened here? This morning, Netflix. Save. Baba. Save. Not too much. W. All right, I'll leave it with that. We're all good. TDOC. Oh, you know what? Zoom has numbers. I like Zoom. Look at Zoom. I let it go. Oh, they got me. Oh my God. Look at Zoom. Look at the market. Look at Zoom. I liked it too. Now it's over the 50 day. There's earnings. Zoom. New York City Bank Corp taking volumes. SNYCB taking some flow. New York City Bank Corp. There is the channel. Very clear. You might want to front run it. It's not a barn burner, but you can let it go. I mean, people a hell of it, but we'll see. What else? Swing bullish. Oh, you know what chart I like? SU. Got to be in this. This stock was taking so much option flow for so long, SU. This is the one. I just got to buy leaps instead of buying, tying up capital, more options and more calls in SU. And I'll tell you, it's outperformed the XLE, that's for sure. In my opinion. USO highs. Oil's on the high on the day. Oil, HOD, high O day. On Monday, third day down on oil, a third day up in oil, coming to a gapper. All right, here we go. Here we go on USO. They did the reverse. They broke it. Now they broke it up again. USO 73.22. 74.02 is my worst. 73.40. 74.20 if I want to do it. How are the other stocks doing now? The stocks leading the commodity. Exxon, we're going too far. Exxon, nothing. Chevron. You know what? This is what's happening. What may happen with GLD? They've taken the commodity up, oil, and they took up gold or down gold, but the stocks are not going. Go figure. All right, everyone. I'll leave it at there. I won't pontificate. Checking everything now. Any questions? G Money, okay? I know you're out there. Bill. Oh, look at the bill. The insiders were buying on Bill. 63 to 65. This guy here. You're buying Bill Hartzell. Nat Gas, Planeteer. What's this? Russell. Tight range into Europe close. You got to, that's fine. You have to think of these things. One of the best traders I know, Mark. So right into the close at 11, a little before 11:30 a.m. on Monday. Crude at the high, tight range before Europe close. You have Microsoft going, moving. TradeGATEHub coach already giving a heads up. What a freaking teammate and leader. PDD idea working. Everybody's in this thing. How could it not work? How could it not work? If your TradeView demo should be look at this thing. Why do you do this? You know what? The only problem I do have, and I'll call it what it is drawing lines. And I love drawing lines. I love lines. What is this? A trend line. Here we go. Boom. Because now every time that I have to do this, add study, trend line, and do it again. Barf. And add a trend line. You know what I mean? Right here. And finally break every time. Breakout. Base breakout, 113 breakout. It's not even PDD. Remove all Toledo line studies. All right, good. PDD. You know what? All right, let's focus on what I'm, what's moving. Okay, so let's look at the Billy. No, FUTU, that is. FUT looks good. I had a stock the other day at the earnings. Alexis, do you remember when it was? It was a China stock. I'll have to look. Anyway, let's keep an eye on what's moving. Listen, if it doesn't have range or volume, or more importantly, volume, and I'm not going to say this a lot because they do have the volume will thin out. I don't say that much because there's always something to do. If it doesn't have volume, not interested. My mentor used to be like this. He used to read the paper, Investors Business Daily, leave off fact. Might be like, yeah, I'd say Mickey. I'd say this, whether the Delta CEO passed away or something, and it's down, $19 in about 2 minutes. And he goes, "Does it have any volume, Mike?" And sometimes he said, I would say, no, not really. He would say, it doesn't matter. I swear to God. He'd be like, "Mike, does it have any volume?" No. So I got to stick to that. So move on. Especially these type of days. Don't be a hero. Swin, snap, check, and swin some volume. Swin coming in with volume. It's a takeover stock. Chesapeake Energy. Chesapeake's going with volume. Doesn't matter. The one to buy is SU. Mike V signing off, building more position on SU. Okay, thanks for sharing, everybody. I wouldn't expect much. Listen, I'm not expecting much. I'm just not expecting much. It's a low, very little edge. We have some earnings coming out, and then there will be some positive pin action, I'm sure, and then we could play that and make a little money in the market. But until then, I'm going to be more of working on fundamentals. You know what I mean? This is like the all-star break for me. If you're into sports, you know what I mean? A couple of days like this into a slow day might be the slam dunk contest, or this is not game 7, this is not the playoffs, and I'm not going to treat it that way. If something leads me to believe that way or change, naturally I'm going to adapt. But certainly from my playbook and what I've seen about CTA short in stocks, and the 7 things holding up, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some profit taking and just general rotation and shenanigans. But we're here regardless for questions. And okay, so trade well, have a plan, and we'll be here. Cheers.